Hey y'all, welcome back to the party. It's me, your girl BrittReacts, and today we are reacting to Bill Burr roast Kevin Hart on his own podcast for 11 minutes straight. Let us see what they're going to say.
Today's guest is a true friend, a real brother.
Yeah,
Ladies
you
and
haven't called
gentlemen,
me since 2003.
you shut up, Bill. People don't know that. This is Bill Burr, ladies and
What?
gentlemen.
Hey, I'm Bill Burr. Now, Kevin Hart was somebody that I thought I was friends with, but I realized quickly that he just needed a spot at Dangerfields. And then he booked a pilot, and I don't think I talked to him again. I had like kids, and I didn't hear from you.
Bill Burr, ladies and gentlemen. We're getting to the mind of Bill Burr.
That was late for his own podcast.
Bill, are you ready for this? This is the best part that I think.
Bill basically just called Kevin out for becoming Hollywood. Like literally just blasted him in the first 34 seconds for becoming so Hollywood. Bill's like, we used to be friends, and then all of a sudden, I can't even get him on the phone to congratulate me on my newborn child's arrival. And he was late to his own podcast. Dang.
Late for his own podcast.
Bill, are you ready for this? This is the best part that I think. This is what's mind blowing that people are going to love. Bill
You
Burr.
have your own name on your fucking sweatshirt.
Well, outside of that, I mean,
When are
I
you
don't
going
know
to
why
stop
you don't.
branding, Kev? We know
I don't
who
know why
are.
you don't.
Just in case you didn't, Bill, I wore a shirt to remind you. What's the big fucking deal, man? All right, it's
Part
just
of
a
the
shirt.
hoodie with Kevin Hart. I hand out hoodies to homeless people because I care about downtown LA. Go see Jumanji Part 19.
Not
The
19.
studio system has ruined you.
Bill is not angry, first of all, to our listeners. Bill is not an angry person. Bill is a very happy person. Bill is a married man. He's a father now. Congrats on that, Bill, by the
I got
way.
2 kids. I had another one. I was going to call you, but I knew you wouldn't return the call.
I missed that. They had another baby? Oh, I totally missed that. Because I feel like this is a newer situation. Oh my gosh, that's why I was like, kids. When he said kids, I didn't realize he did have a second one. Oh, congratulations to Nia and Bill, of course. I love that Kevin's like, guys, he's not angry. He's not. He's a very happy person. And Bill's like, nah. He's such a curmudgeon, and I love him.
No,
I don't think my last movie did well enough to have you send over your little heart of the city fruit basket, you piece of
what are you
shit.
talking about? I would have sent you a bottle of Hart wine from the vineyard. What are you talking about, man?
Does he have a wine?
It would have got there.
Does he have
Bill,
a wine company?
I
Can we
love that
tell-
you have a vineyard.
Can we tell the people,
Your
Bill,
little
that
ass
you and
get out there
I...
and stomp on the grapes.
Yeah, I do. So fuck off. I do. Bill and I did a pilot, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh
We did a
my
pilot for
God.
Comedy
It
Central.
was called Heart of the Shitty, and it wasn't picked up.
Yeah, yes, let me clear this up. This is
I'm sorry, the visual of Kevin Hart standing in a bucket smashing grapes with his feet is almost too much. It's almost too much. Also, Heart of the Shitty is such a good name for a show. I mean, it probably couldn't air on anything but like HBO or like Showtime or something like that. But like, what a clever name.
Called Heart of the Shitty, and it wasn't picked up.
yes, let me clear this up. This is before I got big. This is before I got
Oh.
big. Bill and I did a show.
It was. You were like, it was right before. No, you were already starting to blow up. And I remember there was a moment where we were actually going to tour together. We were going to
Yeah.
do the black and white tour because I was almost ready to go to theaters. You had just started going to theaters. And then a week later, you went to arenas. And
Oh, wow.
that's when you stopped calling me.
No.
That's when it was, Kev.
I stopped
Bill
calling you
is
after the
hurt.
show didn't get picked up because I felt like you fucked me. I said
What
Bill
are you talking
Burr
about? You weren't
fucked
going
me.
out to the clubs until 4 a.m. and then showing up thinking you're going to Eddie Murphy your way through it and start improvising. You took that whole thing down with you. I'm
Oh
still
my
bitter about it.
gosh. You think?
Bill, I would love if we could
My
get our hands.
opportunity to get screwed over by Viacom.
Do you think I'm willing to bet you, Bill, I can probably get my hands on that pilot? I'm willing to bet you I can, man. I would love to get my hands on that fucking pilot just for you and I, because we can't show it. We can't do shit
How
with
much
it.
fun was it? I'm fucking around, but Bruce McCullough, you and me, dude, that was so much goddamn fun.
I don't know who Bruce McCullough is, but I would pay a lot of money. I would name my unborn child that is in my belly as we speak after one of these men if I could watch that podcast. I'd do it. I would. That's how much I know. It's ridiculously funny. and if not funny, absurd. And I like absurd.
Was it? I'm fucking around, but Bruce McCullough, you and me, dude, that was so much goddamn fun.
I will say this, man. Bill Burr, for those who do not know it, lately, as of late, I mean, Bill, you're popping up all over the place as far as acting. But the Staten Island movie, what's the name? With Pete Davidson. What's the title of it, Bill?
I don't know. It was called Jumanji Part.
Wasn't called Jumanji. That's my movie. What the fuck
sorry.
was it called, man?
Isn't it like Bupkis or something? Wasn't it? Am I thinking? I don't know. I don't even know why I take a shot at things like this. It wasn't it though. Something like
Wasn't called Jumanji. That's my movie. What the fuck
sorry.
was it called, man?
Get Hard.
Wasn't that's another one of my movies, Bill?
Wait, I get
The
it.
King of Staten Island.
Soul Plane with white
Fuck
people.
off. Those are my movies,
United
Bill.
Airlines.
God damn it. He said United Airlines. What was it called, Bill?
It's called The King of Staten Island.
The King of Staten Island.
Oh, what am I thinking about?
And Pete Davidson. Judd
What am I
Apatow, who
thinking
ruined my
about?
friendship with you because you booked his pilot and I never heard from you again. You left me, Kev.
Bill, I'm going to say in this movie, you did what I knew back then when we did that pilot, man. Bill has always been you've been a phenomenal comedic actor. And you know, they say that we don't have it. They say as comedians can't make the transition. A lot of comedians fail in making that transition.
Really?
A lot of
Said
people
that
say that.
specifically.
Who
Don't
said
hate
that?
Donald Trump on me. Don't start telling me that people are saying shit.
Well, listen, what they're doing, I'm telling you what they're saying.
Everybody knows it. You know what? I know.
Kevin Hart doing a Donald Trump impersonation is not something I ever thought I'd hear. Kevin's or Bill, sorry, not Kevin. Bill's like, tell what are you gonna go find each person and beat them up? I don't know I've ever heard or thought that. I feel like most times when I see a comedian in a movie, well, you know what? Maybe so. I don't know. I'm interested to know who said that too, that comedians can't cross over into movies. I have yet to see Bill Burr in anything acting. If there's something you feel like I should see, drop that in the comment section. I know he was wasn't it like in Star Wars or something like that? I did react to his monologue here on the channel from SNL, but and that SNL commercial, it was like a Samuel Adams, spoof parody situation. But I've never seen him seriously have play a role. So let me know in the comments if there's something I should be watching.
Listen, what they're doing, I'm telling you what they're saying.
Everybody knows it. You know what? I know it. Everybody knows. That's my favorite thing. I use that now on my wife. You know it. I know it. Everybody knows it.
Everybody knows it. What are you saying? People say it. People fucking say it.
Everybody says it. You know
everybody.
it. I know it. Everybody says it.
They've said the comedians couldn't act for years, but Bill Burr, you cracked the code. You cracked the fucking code, man.
Y'all, I don't know if I agree with this, or maybe I just don't know enough comedians. When I think comedians who can act their butts off, Jamie Foxx. I know this is he. I don't know if it's too soon, but you got to give the man his props. Will Smith started off as a comedian, right? Or no, he started off as a rapper. I take that back. I don't know. I don't feel like. Let me know who you think went from comedy to movies and flopped. I'd love to hear that because maybe I just don't know.
And back then when we did that pilot, the reason why I brought up you during The King of Staten Island, because you did a fucking phenomenal job in that movie. But back when we did that pilot is when I got to see, I was like, yo, Bill can actually fucking act. Bill's good. Because I was coming in, like you said, with the improv, and I'm coming in with all this shit, and not once were you ever flustered. You were never bothered by it.
I was annoyed, and I just used that. You were going out, I don't know, wherever the hell you were going out, to Sky Bar every damn night. You said one of the funniest things ever to me on that pilot. Because in between takes, before I shaved my head, I was losing it back here, and they'd come in doing all this stuff. You said, Bill looks like a fighter in between rounds. When we were in between takes, everybody coming in. It was, out of all the shit people ever talked, I'm not saying it as funny as you said it, but that was one of my favorite things. Comedians, we love to get trashed. So that was one of my favorite things anybody ever said to me. I still remember that.
I can say during that pilot, you and I, we had a fucking amazing time. We had a blast. And the show actually came out good. The show was funny. Of course, things don't work because they just don't work. But the show was fucking funny, man. And it's the last thing that people would expect to see.
Though?
Which part? What?
Because we niced it up.
Yeah.
What we wanted to do, remember what was going to happen? You were going to have a drinking problem and I was going to have something, but we wanted to have edgy. Pilot.
We're going to get edgy.
So we did a nicer version of it. You, me, and Bruce. And I go, okay, man, right, once we get the audience, then we'll...
Who's Bruce? I don't know who Bruce is. I really want to see this pilot. I really want to see this pilot. So if I'm understanding correctly, they shot the pilot and then Kevin kind of like blew up. And so the pilot didn't work out because Kevin's career went in a different direction. Is that what I'm understanding? Oh my gosh. Y'all, we got to find this pilot. What do we do? What do we do?
Start getting darker.
Then we'll go dark.
Yeah. We'll give them exactly what they want.
For now, yeah, let's give it to them now.
Yeah, there's no way this isn't getting picked up.
It has to. What are you talking? You, me, Burr, look at us. We're right on the cusp. We're about to
giving them what they want, and then they told us to go fuck ourselves.
Fucking gave us a big boot. That's what they did.
Big boot. We got the old industry boot.
The industry boot. Oh,
Bill
so
Burr,
the industry didn't
from
pick
Boston,
it up.
ladies and gentlemen, if you do not know it.
Suburbs. Safe suburbs of Boston. Not good for hunting.
The suburbs.
Let's be clear.
Suburbs. They don't make movies about where I'm from.
What part is it exactly, Bill?
It's the South Shore, Canton, Massachusetts.
I know South Shore. I'm very familiar with that.
Music Circus?
I mean, I know what the fuck it is. I've been there. I've been around that part. I didn't hear anybody mention you when I was there either. But we'll talk about that offline.
The shade.
Road work? Were you like jogging down the street with your hands wrapped?
While you fucking around? I swear to God, I was. It's when we.
You know what was funny about you one time? I remember you trying to show me how fast you were boxing. And I'm sitting there going, Kev, I'm a 40-year-old white comedian. Like, this is not impressive. You should be able to touch me.
This is not.
I swear to God, for your listeners, we were in some stupid parking lot, and he's going, look, I'm fast. Doing all this stuff. I'm just like, all right, Kev.
Because it sounds just like Kevin Hart is why it's so funny. And it sounds like the height at which Kevin Hart stands at. Oh my gosh. I can't. These two, I
Stupid park.
Love to see these two on a tour together. A comedy tour with you guys, this, I don't know if that's a tear or like this concealer catcher is just shedding. Like, I don't know what's going on. Anyway, I would have loved to see them do a tour together. That was probably something. Maybe we'll still get it. Maybe if we pray hard enough, we'll get it.
Parking lot. And he's going, look, I'm fast. Doing all this stuff. I'm just like, all right, Kev, you're fast. I get it. You almost seem taller when you're doing that, Kev. Wow, that's amazing.
Hey,
seem taller.
I remember, man, I don't think there's anybody that I can annoy more than Bill Burr.
I don't think Bill Burr just is easily annoyed, though.
Some of Bill Burr's angriest reactions in the New York City comedy club.
No,
I'm talking about of annoyance. I remember, Bill, when we were teasing you one day.
More than Patrice?
No, Patrice used to piss you off.
More than Keith? No.
All right, you're right. I was probably in fourth or fifth place.
No, you came in quick.
Patrice used to get you.
I feel like Patrice pissed everybody off. There wasn't a person Patrice didn't just irritate. That is so funny that he's like, no, immediately he's like, Patrice, Patrice, yes.
Came in quick.
Rest in peace,
Patrice used to get you. Patrice used to get you, for sure. Patrice got you.
I never worried about you, but Patrice, if I knew he was going to be there, I would have like 5 things to say about him. Like I came in like locked and loaded just to try and hit him.
Until this day.
Then I would be.
Imagine like knowing someone's gonna be there and like pre-thinking of jokes, like or writing down like, okay, I know Patrice is gonna be there. What can I be locked and loaded with? Could you imagine? Oh, that would give me so much anxiety.
To try and hit him.
Until this day.
Then I'd say all 5 in the first minute, and then I was fucked.
Right.
You know what, man? Until this day, I still don't understand how a funeral happened and they turned it into a comedy club.
What do you mean? It was Patrice O'Neal.
Patrice O'Neal. How they turned it
that funeral was great. That was one of the best shows I've ever been to.
I've never seen anything like that.
One of the best funerals I've ever been
in my life. You know, for our listeners,
you
Patrice
bugged
O'Neal.
me at the funeral. You bugged me.
I did.
Because you showed up, You were wearing like a
I don't
pair
know
of
what that
Jordan
was.
ones. You look like you were going to do a spot at Caroline's. I'm like, that's what I said. I go, Kev, this is a funeral, man. You're dressed like you're going to go do a spot at Stand Up New York. And
It's
you,
when
this
I
is
was-
what you said. You go, no, Bill, I'm dressed like the comic who made it.
Oh,
He said that.
oh my God. Kevin, someone picked Kevin up and put him on a high horse because he couldn't get up there by himself. Someone definitely picked that man up because what? Also, I don't think Patrice O'Neal want everyone at his funeral all stuffy and like suits. That he doesn't give those vibes. He gives like come as you are, be comfortable, and you know what I mean, like in your Sean John jeans vibes.
At a funeral. I was like, I know this guy's an asshole. I didn't know he's that much of an asshole. You almost had me saying, well, I played Carnegie Hall one time. I almost said that at a funeral for my friend. That's how much of an asshole you are.
Kevin is wheezing.
What the fuck? We went to Patrice O'Neal's funeral. Ladies and gentlemen, I mean, we had so many comedians. First of all, Patrice was one of the most loved guys, I mean, on the scene.
All right, let's not throw too much. He was also one of the most hated, too.
Yes, but he was a
whole other
comics
side.
comic. He was a comics comic. The comics loved him.
If you were funny, you loved him.
Yes, if you weren't
If you
funny, you
weren't-
hated him. Because he
Okay.
let you know that you stood no chance in this business. He
Oh,
would
if you
tell
weren't
you.
funny, you stopped working the Village because that's where he was. You stayed uptown.
You didn't want any problems with that. Because he was the
No.
guy to go, ugh, this guy. Ugh. Ugh, God. Who let... Ugh.
I remember Eddie If one time said, dude, he goes, some nights I'll walk into the cellar and he'll yell across the room, hey, Eddie. And he goes, and I think, he saw me. Dude, dudes like that used to come into the upstairs at the Olive Tree and they used to try to pick the first open seat to just, slink in and stay away from him.
That's all. We hope you had a blast witnessing the verbal jousting between comedic
Nope.
heavyweights Bill Burr and Kevin Hart. Remember,
Jousting. I guess that's quite accurate. It ended so abruptly, but faded out at the same time. I loved listening to that banter between them. That was just fun. Like, it was fun, comedic banter, which you can tell they really do have, or had at some point, like a very close rapport. So that was funny. It didn't feel rehearsed or staged in any way. It felt like a very authentic and organic conversation, which I appreciate. I did not know that Kevin Hart had a podcast, and still don't know what it's called, so feel free to let me know. And in the meantime, go and have the day that you deserve. Peace.